So this is the Manx R. This is the Manx R by Norton. So this is the latest superbike, V4, 206 horsepower standard, and it's quite a difference compared to the V4 SV superbike from Norton. So completely different design philosophy here. 206 horsepower, but that's standard. So if you have a full system and have the V4 superbike engine fully tuned, you'll get far more than that and more torque. There's no official price from Norton yet, but what the internet is saying is expected to be between £40,000 and £44,000 at the moment. But yeah, it's very pretty. It looks quite beautiful. Some of the things that I've noticed, because I ride the ZX-10 R SuperBike by Kawasaki, the bolts, for example, for the front panel there, you notice that the bolts are facing that away towards the road, so all of the rain, any salt, any rubbish of the road is going to go right into those bolts, and then they're going to start corroding. So you notice with, say, Kawasaki are very smart, because they put the bolts to the side to try and stop the bolts from corroding so quickly. So I noticed that. You notice there's no rear mud guard, so with that superbike tyre, all of the mud and the rain and the road salt is going to flick up into the back and the rear light cluster. So I don't know what happened there. And the exhaust system, so when you sit on the superbike, your boot is very close to the exhaust. I noticed that too. But it's very sleek, it's kind of small, but it looks like a wonderful superbike. You've got monoblock Brembo, so you get a huge amount of stopping power. You have anti-lock brakes, ABS is standard, so if you need to put the anchors on, you won't lock up the front or rear, which is very good. And the display as well, it's the biggest TFT I've seen on a superbike. It's massive, it's really big. So you've got a huge amount of information, and what I wonder about is when you're riding a race bike like this on the road, when you're bombarded with information, it just doesn't make it easy to think about what matters, which is your speed. But you're on a race bike, so what really matters to you is the RPM, because you are going so fast, it's not easy to read the speed. So something I noticed. Also, I noticed that no integrated indicators on the mirrors, but with a lot of the other superbikes, you do get the integrated indicators. So something I noticed about this Norton superbike, some people don't like the new design, but when you see it in the flesh, it is quite pretty. It's quite Tron-like, so Norton have gone for a kind of Tron styling going on here, which makes it look very different. And yeah, this is a very fast superbike, and it's going to make quite a nice noise. There is lots of different colours. The colours that stand out the most are colours like these, and the green colours as well. But you also get a single-sided swing arm. You have either carbon wheels, superbike wheels, or you have like just the standard black superbike wheels. But yeah, even the superbike foot pegs are metal, which is what you'd expect. Also, being a superbike, yeah, after an hour and a half to 2 hours, your neck, your back, everything's going to be hurting. You're going to be in a lot of pain because you're riding a race bike. If you think that it's pretty and it's going to be comfortable, you are very, very wrong, because you're in the forward position, your weight is on the handlebars, you're down in the racing position. So yeah, it's after an hour and a half, it's going to hurt and you need to take a break. but that's just part of having a race bike, especially a 1000cc race bike or 1200cc. For this V4 is 1200, double overhead cam, fuel injected, computer controlled, so it starts on the buttons, very reliable. And you got a lot of, don't know if it's carbon, but at least you get a lot of carbon effect. But yeah, it is quite a super bike. And you do get the electronically controlled superbike suspension as well, which is pretty interesting. And you do get Brembo master cylinder, and that yoke is pretty beautiful. And you get DRLs and LED lights, LED everything. Cool. For me, the problem is going to be the price, because when you compare that price to something like a Ducati Panigale V4 superbike or a ZX-10R R superbike, you really got to want the Norton. That's the thing, you really got to want it. But that's just something to consider. But that is, yeah, this is going to be a very expensive superbike.